Hello, I'm Health Coach Gail of Y Powered Whole Health Coaching. I'm here to talk to you today just a little bit about what health coaching really is about. With Y Powered Health Coaching, you're going to struggle less and achieve more. And that's the best way I can possibly sum it up. But let's get into the details a little bit more. Well, we know that diets are not the answer for successfully managing our weight. So I want to invite you to consider that this, more than any time ever, is it for approaching your weight management through a non-diet, no extremes, no gimmicks type of solution that has lasting results. The no-win cycle of dieting is a real thing. People start diets, they restrict, they end up feeling deprived, their metabolism goes down, they start having cravings and willpower uh, is really fleeting. And then they go into this often overeating sort of cycle where they're falling off the diet. Then they start feeling guilty and shooting on themselves about things. And then it just turns so negative. They end up quitting, returning to former habits, and excess pounds, and often more return until the next diet comes along. And if we're talking about more extreme cases, relying on injections um, with questionable lasting results and really high prices, and then weight loss surgery, which again, really high price and so many risks involved in that and really lifetime implications. I invite you to consider that tapping into this most powerful tool, your mindset, is a much saner approach because diets, they have a 95% failure rate. If you do lose weight, it's almost always going to come back, and often with more pounds. So what is health coaching? Well, let me tell you what it's not. It's not extreme anything. It's not negative. It's not shaming. It is not a quick weight loss solution. It's not cookie cutter or prescriptive. When you work with somebody like me, who is a certified whole health coach, behavior change specialist, and personal fitness trainer. But there's no deprivation involved. There's no calorie counting, no tallying up points, no weighing or measuring food. It really takes a much more intuitive approach to eating. But it's bigger than eating as well. It's really about lifestyle balance, and that is getting in balance with ourselves with the pillars of whole health, which are mindset, healthier food choices, staying more physically active, and proactively managing our stressors and triggers. So health coaching really is an empowering approach to managing our weight and making shifts to a more peaceful relationship with food. So it helps you really learn to trust yourself and your body, and you shift your everyday habits to a healthier setting. And on your way, you're returning healthfully to your happy weight. And we do this through positive accountability, weekly goal setting and support, and very practical tools for shifting the habits and the mindset. So there's lots of inspiration and ahas along the way. So it offers lasting change, unlike diets. It helps you find what works for you, and is with me as your guide. So this together we discover what fits your lifestyle, and we set smart goals that help you reorient to a healthier setting. So when we try and make big changes all at once, they rarely stick. Think New Year's resolutions, but coaching, it helps you reorient gradually. So as I said earlier, the focus is really simple. You learn to make healthier food choices. You find ways to move more in your everyday life. You become a proactive manager of stressors, and you tame the emotional eating behaviors that might have gotten you away from your happy weight and feeling not so great. So you reach this place of greater balance and you really take charge of your own well-being. And the secret sauce here is what I call why power. It becomes your rocket fuel for the journey. And I believe when you find your why, your internal motivation, instead of relying on external things like scale or a certain date where you are trying to hit a target weight, instead, if you find your internal motivation, your why power, it's much more sustainable and effective way. and it becomes that motivation mojo for the journey. And when you really know your why, the how of losing weight becomes so much easier, all the executional things, because the why and the mindset is the foundation upon which everything comes from. So I wanted to share 3 quick success stories of past Y Power clients, not as a way to say, oh, aren't I great? Look at me, kind of thing, but just to demonstrate what I'm talking about and help you understand it a little bit more deeply. Jean, one of my most successful Y powered client friends, is 137 pounds lighter. And man, is she loving life. You can see in the before photo here, she was not doing that when we first met a couple of years ago. So she is one of 23 who have joined the 50-pound down or more reducer club. So you can see her here too with her before pants. But the really amazing thing about Jean, one of them is that when she first started, she'd been on many diets and up and down the scale so many times. But when she and I met, she was in a pretty dark place, and she was eating chocolate every single day and just kind of beating up on herself mentally. In fact, she shared she would wake up with self-loathing thoughts every morning about her situation, her body size, and she really shifted out of that with guidance and inspiration, and now is in a much better place where she's elevated her self-care, her daily habits, without deprivation or restrictions. So another client, Lauren, she just was kind of going through life on autopilot when we met, and she had pounds creep on that she was pretty unhappy about, and she had fallen into just some not very healthy habits. So she's another of the 23 women in that 50-pound down club. Chris and Erica, I share their pictures with permission here and their story, because it speaks to the longevity of this kind of approach to weight maintenance. And that is, they were my very first clients when I got my certification as from the American Council on Exercise 9 years ago. And together, I helped them shed 104 pounds and completely transform the way they were looking at their self-care habits and managing them on a day-to-day basis, prioritizing them. So they found their why and just discovered that willpower was not the answer for them, nor was diets, and together shed that 104 pounds and have sustained it all these years. So my question to you is, would you like to be the next Y-powered success story? Have greater energy, fewer physical limits, lasting weight loss that happens very healthfully, and the body confidence that perhaps you've been longing for. I would love to have a conversation with you about what that might look like for you. But I do want to just share that all of my approaches, all of the content and materials that I provide to Y Power clients are personally facilitated by me. And I proudly do not represent any products or accept any paid endorsements of any kind from any outside sources, whether it's clothing or supplements or anything, because I believe that it doesn't allow one to be biased or doesn't allow one to be unbiased in their approach to things. So I just wanted to make sure that you understood that I come with your health and your journey in mind and not someone else's agenda. So will you do something today that your future self will thank you for? Let me know if you have questions, if you're ready to take the next step. I'd love to have a conversation with you.